Hey guys, so today we're doing a first impressions of all of these new products. I have no idea why I thought this was gonna go different than my other first impressions, because every time I do a first impressions, the majority of them suck. Like, my first impressions are always a fail. I have no idea why. I have no idea why all the new makeup fails me. Because usually when I buy a new makeup product, use it off camera, like it goes well. But when I use it on camera for the first time, like they all always suck. There is one that I really like. You will find out at the end of the video. But yeah, just warning you, this is gonna be like my other first impressions where I do not like all, well, I don't like most of them. But yeah, I hope you still enjoy and let's begin. Okay, first new product we have on the list is Urban Decay's Face Bond Waterproof Foundation, up to 24-hour wear. I never trust the 24-hour wears, especially with foundation and how oily my skin is. Yeah, I doubt that. I need someone to go, well, I mean, Coachella is already happening. I hope someone's at like Coachella or a festival right now testing this out because that's a lot to claim. And I'm in the shade 13. I'm debating on using the sample the Sephora employee gave me just in case. What if I really hate it and I feel like it's a waste if I return this? So I might use the sample today and then I'll use this in my Sephora haul video. So yeah, let's go with her today. So I do have very oily skin, so this is perfect for me. I'm very intrigued, like if I did wear this to a festival, around what hour will my oils start to peek through? Because I know they will peek through. I don't care if you say humidity, sweat proof, my oil will always peek through. It's very full coverage. It is a little bit too thick from what I'm used to. But again, full coverage foundations usually are thick. And even sweeping it over my eye, it's already getting into those cracks that concealers make. So I might kind of wipe that off just to give the new concealer a fighting chance. Okay, so that is one side. So yeah, very full coverage. My favorite full coverage foundation is Juvia's Place, and I do kind of like that more. I feel like that one's even a little bit more intense and full coverage than this, and I feel like that one's even thicker. Yeah, for some reason I like the feeling and the look of the Juvia's Place foundation a little bit more than this one. But again, you can never trust first impressions. It's funny how I used to love full coverage. Like I was like, what's the purpose of having a light foundation? Like you're supposed to cover all your redness and your acne. But obviously as I've gotten older, I would prefer a lighter foundation. So first impressions, it surprisingly doesn't look super duper thick, because honestly, like on their Instagram posts with people trying it on, I'm just like, oof, that looks, I don't want to say fake. I mean, it looks thick. And I was just like, that's a little bit too much. This will not look good on my dry skin folks, because there are some parts on my face that kind of look dry. But again, that's good, especially if I'm going out and I need this to mattify me throughout the day, then that's perfect. Just from the looks of it, I kind of like Juvia's Place a little bit more. I think it's pretty cool that you don't have to set it. Okay, let me see if this oxidizes. Usually how I test if a foundation oxidizes, like see, this looks perfect right now, right? And a lot of the times when I used one for the first time, I don't put it on my neck, so I can see if in a few minutes this will look darker than my neck. But right now I feel like, right, it looks the same color as my neck. Let's see at the end of this video if this changes. So I'm gonna kind of wipe off foundation that got on my under eye because I want to give the concealer a fighting chance. Okay, so I've mentioned a few times that the light in our bathroom really shows me like the truth, because all these lights on me always make everything look really good, but once I get to my bathroom lights, I can really see stuff. And yeah, this looks really thick and obvious. A lot of times I usually have to go this close to the mirror to like really see stuff, but even from back here with the bathroom mirror, I could see the dryness. I could just see like I already see like cracks. Like I see weird cracks in here, weird cracks over here, and yeah, it does not look good in real life. Again, on the camera looks good, but it looks very thick and it looks very cakey. So first impressions, I'm not a huge fan. And I think this is $40, and I'm sorry, it's not worth $40. So for concealer, we are trying out the new Saie Radiant All Over Concealer. I'm in the shade 5. This is not full coverage. To remind myself that, because I have heavy dark circles, I need full coverage, so I can't judge it for it not covering my heavy dark circles. But I'm wondering if this will balance out the really matte foundation, since this is more hydrating. She's in her pretty little glass Saie packaging that I love. Okay, I'm just gonna put a very tiny amount on one side, just see how fast she sets and how much I'll need from her. that kind of went on really well. Not a huge full coverage, but I did put a tiny amount. With this brush, I do need to put less amount with concealer compared to a sponge. But let me try to put what I normally put. Wow, I'm really shocked that it doesn't look cakey. Look how smaller my eye looks because of that shadow being gone versus here. Okay, it's way more hydrating than the foundation, obviously, so it doesn't look heavy at all. It's not horribly getting into those cracks. Every single concealer I use accentuates these like little cracks and wrinkles. Without makeup, I cannot see these cracks or wrinkles in my eyes, but as soon as I put concealer, I'm always like, where did that crack come from? With some concealers that don't really accentuate the cracks, after a few minutes, the cracks start getting really heavy. So this might happen with this concealer, but we'll see. Okay, so first impressions with Saie, I already like. I mean, this is a lot of coverage for a really hydrating concealer. Because I noticed the more hydrating concealers give me less coverage. How is that? It's not getting into that weird crack. But I mean, you saw that. I put a thick amount and it's not getting in there like whoa. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to experiment with her more because that is insane that it's not. I'm not joking. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this line right here. You can see it, right? Like I said, it doesn't matter what concealer I use. It's gonna show this line, but usually it's so deep. Like it's very, very deep with whatever concealer I use, but it's not as deep with this. That's really not bad. Wow. And I feel like it's looking good in the camera. So maybe if I ever wear a full coverage matte foundation, I should just pair it with a glowy concealer so they kind of balance each other out. But yeah, first impressions, I love her. I've been wanting to try the Too Faced bronzer stick ever since it launched. I got the shade Chocolate Mousse. So ever since I got my ColourPop bronzing stick, I've tried the Rare Beauty one, the Nude Sticks one, and now this. And still, ColourPop's still my favorite out of those three. And she's the cheapest. And this is the most expensive one. So I really want to see if she's worth it. So these are both 8 grams. I'll put the price up right here. And I swear this is like $10, maybe $12. So this is almost 3 times the price. No one's been beating her. So if she's worth the price, she better kick ColourPop's ass because that's way too expensive. So there, that's pretty dark for the first shade. Let's see how well she blends out. Oh, she smells like chocolate. Okay, I don't like that she's too watery because she's easily spreading. So with the Rare Beauty, she's not as blendable as the ColourPop. You have to like work it in. With the Rare Beauty one, once that line is stuck there, you have to really like push it out. Instantly, first impressions, ColourPop's still winning. So this is not worth the $30-something. So she does blend out. Actually, no. I wouldn't say she blends out better than the Rare Beauty, even though this one's more liquidy. So again, this is Chocolate Mousse. And this is in the shade La Jolla Cove from ColourPop. You can see how much lighter La Jolla Cove is. And La Jolla Cove is like perfect for me. So first impressions, I don't love her as much as I love the ColourPop one. So I'm gonna tap her this time since she's a little bit too intense. I have to put more pressure to blend her out. See like how many times I have to go over this for this to blend out? I'm on my 12th. 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably did like 15 to 20 of these. But with the ColourPop, I want to say maybe like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gets it blended in. Versus this, see, it's like with the circles you can see it's stuck there. Oh no! Dude, it's really stuck there. In my next video, I'm testing these out all over again, so we'll see if anything changes. Yeah, first impressions, not a fan. Oof, now you can see it. Now you can see how thick the lines are. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these concealers, instantly, they look amazing, but then just give it a few minutes and like, it'll give you deep lines like that. Next to test out, I want to try out this new Kaja Dewy Bar Dewy Cheek and Lip Multi-Balm in the shade Peach Cobbler, of course. So if you've seen, I've been over here thinking about the name of this brand. I think they started this whole blush bar thing. I will put it up because I am not remembering that brand right now. But I never got those because one, they look too big. I didn't like the fact that they look like deodorant sticks. When you roll it on your face, you're just picking up your foundation. Oh, Pixie, yeah. So when I got this, I was kind of dreading how big it would be, but it's actually really cute and tiny. I also got their cheeky stamp in the shade Bossy. It's also a peach. I want to see how similar these are. I've always wanted this one because it's so cute. It's the heart stamp one, and I want to see the difference in the peaches. So cute. Oh, it's very dewy. Very hydrating and dewy. Again, this is Bossy. I haven't tried her out yet. I wonder how like deep you have to stamp it. Okay, a little bit came out. So that's a stamp. So this looks a little bit more orangey peach versus pinky peach. Okay. I'm not a fan of the heart thing because that shape is stuck there. So yes, you have to blend out really fast. I think when I use this, I'm just gonna dip my brush in there because I also feel like that's unsanitary putting this back in. I think I'm done with the heart, even though it looks cute. I'll probably stick to using a brush to pick that up. That barely put anything on. Let me just try a brush from now on. Okay, it's a little patchy going on. See, and with new products, it's hard to blame one because it could be the other new product that's making it look like that. So that is the cheeky stamp, and then let's see what this looks like. I do like the shade though. It does look very like Korean skincare, very light and dewy and like cutesy and not super heavy. Yeah, I would not recommend stamping it on because I can see that patch where that heart was. Okay, so now should I draw it on like how they want you to, or should I do it properly? Fun? Proper. Let's go with fun. So let me, maybe this way. Okay. Okay, so formula wise, I already like this one more, just since she was easier to blend out. So yeah, she keeps blending out. Again, I don't know if it's because she's just blending into the foundation and disappearing because the foundation's so thick. And again, this is why you can't trust first impressions, because this could look amazing with a medium coverage foundation. This color is obviously showing up more. So let me build it up to this. So first impressions with both of these. I know the cheeky stamp isn't new, but this is a lot smoother to go on. So that's a win for this. But yeah, as you can see, it's not as pigmented as this. And I'm gonna have to go in with a third layer now. This one is smoother going on, but the pigment isn't there. Gonna have to test her out some more because first impressions, it's okay. I like this shade a little bit more because there's a little bit more orange in there. And just again, for some reason, I have no idea why this side isn't building up. She looks a little bit more airbrushed than this side. This side is a lot more dewy. Honestly, this video is not going so well. I feel like that usually happens with all my first impressions. I'm not a fan of the majority of the products I use in my first impressions. Okay, last we have some eye and lip products, and hopefully these are amazing. Serena Williams just launched WYN Beauty, so I got her word of mouth matte lipstick in the shade Amped, and then I got an eyeliner. Before I try out the new eyeshadow, I'm gonna try the bronzer stick or a crease shade just to see how well she works on the crease too. Every time I go to the bathroom to grab something, I kind of scare myself because you can see the dryness from this foundation. You can see my pores like crazy. Primers are amazing at doing their job with filling in my pores, but for some reason with this foundation, you can really see the pores. And everything looks so dry. I am not a fan of everything that's on my face right now. So I like her on the crease. She's very easy to blend out and she's very creamy on the crease. Also, I just wiped both of these off of my hand and they wiped off the same way. So it's not like one stuck onto my skin more than the other. I'm kind of over here trying to figure out, other than the brand name, why is this more expensive? Because it smells like chocolate? So I'm hoping these drugstore products will be a win. Okay, so for the new eyeshadow, I'm trying out Covergirl's clean eye color in the shade Ballerina Blush. Covergirl just launched some eyeshadow sticks. I honestly don't know if I've ever bought anything from Covergirl. I mean, even when they went cruelty free, I got so excited. I was like, oh, I can buy stuff from them now, but I just never did. There's nothing that they launched that I was interested in. So yeah, I think this is my first product from Covergirl, and I'm hoping she impresses me. She is in the shade Ballerina Blush. She's very mauve-y. I'm not a huge fan because it's doing the thing that the Kaja eyeshadow stick did. When I instantly drew it on, it was already creasing. And I did put my Urban Decay primer potion on, and I use my primer potion for all of my eyeshadow sticks so that they can have an equal chance at, oh, and she is not doing, oh, she is disappearing. You see that patch? My finger shouldn't take a patch like that out. It usually spreads it nicely since my finger is all warm, but this is just disappearing. Wow, that's really disappearing. Okay, so take note, do not use your finger. So first impressions, not a huge fan, which sucks because I really thought I was gonna love her. She's one of those, like, if you draw it on top of where you already drew, it's going to mess it up. So you cannot go over that same spot because either it'll pick up that pigment or it'll crease like crazy. So she is doing all the things that my bad eyeshadow sticks usually do. I'm gonna blend out the edges with a brush since she did not like my finger. Now after this, I'm hoping WYN Beauty saves everyone. Not a fan of that too. Okay, we have the last two from WYN. Again, this is her waterproof liquid eyeliner. So already I like the green. Do you see that? It's like very, it does feel very sportsy. I already like, again, I've said a million times that I need an eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner, to have the shaky sound. And she feels nice and not expensive, but she feels, I think she was expensive though. I was kind of shocked with the prices, but we'll see if it's worth it. Oof, but she's actually half the size as my regular liquid liners. Because the majority of my liquid liners are 1 point something, 1.2, 1.6, 1 ml, and she is 0.55 ml. She is half the amount of the regular ones. This is $19. I think she was 20 or 20 plus. So if she was gonna be the size of these, she would be $40 versus 19. So yeah, she's already double the price as other eyeliners. So that's already a big like oof. Okay, I love that she's felt. Okay, I'm glad that she's actually working. Because a lot of times when I try new liquid liners for the first time, like, they're hard to get on top of an eyeshadow. So first impressions, I like her. I'm just kind of turned off that she's half the size of a regular eyeliner. What makes you double the price than a regular eyeliner? Last and hopefully not least is WYN Beauty's Word of Mouth Max Comfort Matte Lipstick in the shade Amped. It is her one magenta shade, of course. Ooh, I like the packaging. It's like a little... Why does everything look like a tampon to me? It looks like a cute little tampon, does it not? And she's tiny. I mean, you can see how curved she is, like a tampon. Aw, I thought she was gonna look a lot more magenta, but she looks more pink red. I just like that this looks like a tampon. I mean, you could say that's sporty, right? I have a feeling female athletes promote tampon brands. Oh, and yeah, I don't think the Urban Decay oxidizes because it looks like the same shade, like when I put her on. So yeah, she's more pink red, as you can see. I could swear this is not what the swatch. I feel like it didn't look like this. It looked more purple and magenta. It's very matte. It's reminding me of like a cheaper brand. Like the feeling of it. The formula feels a little cheap. She's not as pigmented as my other lipsticks. The pigment's very light. Not a huge fan of the shade. So yeah, that... first impressions, I'm not a fan. I don't like her. The pigment, I mean, you can see it. There's pigment. But the pigment is very light. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the formula, if it's the feeling of it, but just something about it makes it feel and look really cheap. She's not really exciting me. The shade is nice and pink. Again, nothing like I thought it would look like. I really thought we were going down the magenta route, but this looks nothing like the swatches that I saw. But the pigment isn't pigmenting, even though it's an obviously bright pigment. And I'm not even comparing it to a matte liquid lipstick because those are really pigmented. I can still see the shade of my lips underneath peeking through, if that makes sense. Like, it's giving a medium coverage concealer versus a full coverage. The feel, the look, it's not worth the price. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm really not a huge fan of any of these. Number one was the concealer. I think the reason I'm not as excited over her right now is because everything around her is failing and sucks. So I feel like I can't really enjoy her. She's the only one that like pulled through. She's the winner out of everyone. I don't need to give a review for each one because I kind of did while I was using them. Just come back to my Sephora haul because I'll be using a majority of these again and we can see if I'll like them more, which I highly doubt, but we shall see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in the next video.